Hello. I am going to show you some drawings. It's a continuation of the showing of my Inktober drawings. And let's just get right into it. Since I took such a long time last time, I thought it better to just start showing you the pictures or drawings faster. Here we have a little creature, a little frail little creature, frail, frail, frail. It's the 8th prompt of Inktober. If you don't know what Inktober is, I explained it in the first video. So if you want, please go check that out. And I'm just going to continue. These little creatures are cute, and they're also frail. So be careful if you spot one in the wild. And don't get too close, because they do have some little teeth, little gnars, little fangs that they can nip you with if they get too scared. And they are poisonous, even though they're quite small. In real life size, they're kind of this size. I drew it a little bit bigger, but they're really small. And they usually hide behind rocks and things in the forest. They do live in the forest, but they're also a kind of this little magical creature that lives in your house and nips every little piece of food that is left out. And they're pretty good at hiding. They're very cute, as you can see, with big eyes. It's almost impossible to get mad at them, even though they take your food. I would say anyway. Then we have prompt 9, swing. And it's a tree. Remember to plant a tree, everyone. The plant a tree thing just happened with all the YouTubers. Everyone is trying to plant, I don't remember how many, but a lot of trees. But yeah, this little tree is old and withered, and started to bend over. When one day an adventurer went to camp at this little tree. And they hung up their torch in the tree, a green little magical flame. And as they went on, the camper noticed some woodcutters that were cutting down some trees. And because the camper was using this tree in their camping, they protected the tree. Even though the woodcutters were gonna cut down the tree, the adventurer protected the tree. And little did the camper know that this tree was filled with life and filled with a soul. Very happy to have been saved. The tree later found out that it was supposed to, or later it's quite mysterious, but at the beginning it seemed like the tree was a little bit mean, because it had grown around the lantern so that the adventurer couldn't get it out. But the adventurer had a spare lantern that they used, and they went on their way because there was a magically strong grip on the lantern here. And as they went away, they noticed they got lost in the forest. But they saw a light swinging back and forth, back and forth. A green light, very familiar. As they got closer, because when they got closer, they saw it was the same tree, although quite obviously in a different position. And as the adventurer turned around to look if they had gone back to the same place that they started out and had gone in circles, it didn't look like it. It was obvious that it was another place. But as they turned around to look, the light, the green light, went out from behind them, and the tree was gone. But then it appeared a little further away, was dangling the light back and forth, back and forth. And as the adventurer got closer, it disappeared again, and then further away it appeared, leading the adventurer out into the open. And out of the forest that had tricked them. So that is the story of the swinging tree. Next, we have the prompt pattern, 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 10, pattern, 10, pattern, 10, pattern, 10, pattern. And I don't really like the way this turned out. I just drew a pattern. And therefore it kind of didn't do like anything special, but you know, it is what it is. Here is one that is very dark around the edges, but I didn't add the dark at first. I think I added a bit too much dark on this side here, and I should have had it more like a vignette maybe. But I really wanted to capture the feeling of the thing that inspired me. It was this video on YouTube that had this shed, or I think it was a greenhouse, but it had a hole in the roof, and the snow was falling down on a lot of plants, and it looked very bright where the snow was, and everything else was so dark. And I thought that looked magical, and I tried to somewhat recreate it here. And I think this image turned out okay. With our little fellow scarecrow here, a little plant growing up, a lot of little snowflakes trickling down. You probably won't be able to see unless I zoom in. I realize the quality on YouTube for drawings is not the best. Just looks like black little dots, but there are actually some white in there as well, so they look more like snow. But yeah. The prompt was snow. And I'm gonna just move on now because I can't make stories about all of them. Can't tell you the background of everything that I've done. Here's an inky cap dragon. The prompt was dragon, and it is indeed a dragon, and it is indeed inspired by inky cap mushrooms. As I said, I really like mushrooms. You should totally look up what the real ones look like. They do actually look like this. and they're beautiful. And I thought this was a perfect motive for Inktober, since it looks like ink dropping down, and it's called Inky Cap. And I think this drawing turned out pretty well. You have the wings here and the feet. It's a very simple dragon. A very rare kind of dragon that shy away from people quite a bit. It maybe looks quite dangerous or spooky in a bit way. It's very big, but it's a very peaceful dragon, usually. Of course, they have all different personalities, but mostly these creatures have no need for conflict. They're not necessarily helpful to humans usually, but they do, if they particularly like someone for some reason, maybe a person has done a favor for them, they might give you a drop of ink that you can carry with you in a bottle. And it has all sorts of magical powers according to legend. I don't know how much of it is true, but they say that a drop from an inky cap dragon can turn a person back to life. I kind of doubt that, but there are some more believable things that it can do. It says a drop of the inky cap dragon can build you the most amazing of houses, or the ink of an inky cap dragon can draw you the most beautiful of clothes, or the ink of an inky cap dragon can draw you the most beautiful of gardens, or the ink of an inky cap dragon can hide you in the dark by drawing a veil of shadow, hiding you very, very well. Inky cap dragon. The 12th prompt. And here we have a bunch of prompts that I put into one picture to make it easier for me and to make it so I can make something a little bit more substantial than if I would have drawn them alone. Here we have an ash tree, and the ash tree's leaves have all been turned into ash with some magic, of course. And you can see this piece of wall or structure has turned into or has been overgrown by a specific plant, and mostly that one, but also some mushrooms. And here we have an ancient shield which was carried by the legend. And this was truly quite the relic. It's truly quite the relic because it was quite the shield. It's only a wooden shield with metal edges and a little metal knob in the middle, but it did have, it was enchanted by a mage who was very fond of turtles, and she really liked how they used their main defense mechanism was to defend themselves with a shield. And this legend also enjoyed defending themselves. They were in quite a few conflicts with weapons and whatnot, but this person never picked up and used the weapon themselves. They found this shield in way better condition than it was now. It was never actually used, and it was kind of given to this person by the mage. But they did not live in the same time period. The mage lived before this person, but she sealed it in a magic box that would only open for a specific person. A person happened to be this. And this legend achieved great things, found great treasures, and helped a great lot of people to resolve conflict and being in a lot of conflict, but only protecting themselves. Now there's a lot of stories about this legend, and I can't really go into any of them now. But they did defend themselves very well. And they did everything they could to help. And they were always rewarded. Of course, they died alone on a mission to find this jewel, to protect this jewel. And even if they did not survive, she did, in fact, manage to protect this jewel even after death. And here is the spirit, a ghost, the adventurer. And here's the treasure they found. And those are the prompts. Those are the prompts. And I'm getting low on memory on my camera as well, so I gotta get a move on. It is about time for another episode. I don't think I'm gonna... I don't think I will get another episode out of this. So I'm just gonna be quick and make this a little longer episode. I'm not really good at being quick, but that's okay. I'm just taking it slow and nice. It's all good. And I hope your heart is taking it slow and nice, and your mind wild. I drew a little wild cat person here. A lynx person. Hello, I am Kashit. Or I guess Kashit is Kashit. If ever anyone gets that reference, good on you for being a fan of the games. Here we have ornament. And it's a little 4-leaf clover ornament. Go swirl. I really like when things go swirl. And then we have tread. And because Inktober is the Halloween month, that's why a lot of these are spooky. This is a little pumpkin that treads, and this character design is based on the game Pikuniku, which is a cute little game I recently played. It's a fun little game where you play a mischievous little tic-tac person. And here we have a misfit. This little wizard. And guess what? When I thought of misfit, I kind of thought of myself. So it's a little self-portrait. Because the place I fit in the most is with myself, it seems. Which is a-okay. Because look at how happy this little misfit is. And sometimes even if you're a misfit, there's always other misfit people around that are looking to misfit together. And here we have catch, because someone is catching the bread. And here we have tasty, stale bread. 'Cause stale bread is yum yum in my tum tum. And 19 sling. It's a slingshot. And 24 dizzy. This little bird is dizzy. Little dizzy, 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 dizzy. It's a little dizzy. Dizzy, 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 dizzy. A little dizzy bird. A little dizzy bird. I quite like how this drawing turned out as well. "26 dark." We have 27 coat. And then we have 29 injured. And I didn't want to make this prompt too intense or scary, so I made it kind of cute. This little adventure girl here who has gone into some trouble. Had a lot of adventures. Had a little scrapes and whatnot on them. But they can handle it. They always can. And the scrapes and messy hair won't stop them to once again go out on an adventure. But maybe there's a spooky curse following her. Just maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe. And here's the last picture. I think this was a nice way to end it with a little spider waving. 28 right and 31 ripe. I made it right, both right and ripe. This little spider and this little worm are riding this, I guess, hollowed out pear on the waves. And is very ripe indeed, this pear. Very ripe. And these little fellas are riding it. I was just gonna have the worm first, but then I thought, I don't know if I like worms that much. Kind of weird little animals. So I sketched this, but then I sketched this as well, and I was gonna replace the worm with the spider. But then when I sketched both of them, I really liked them both because look at how cute they are. They They are very cute and silly looking, and I couldn't get rid of this little fella. And I couldn't get rid of the little Spidey as well. So they're riding together. Which I think is a beautiful way to end the Inktober drawings. They're just going on the waves into sleepland or dreamland. And I will leave you there. I will love you and leave you. And I hope you will fall asleep. Fall asleep. Or continue your day if you so wish, if you watched this earlier in the day. Bye bye, friend. Bye bye. Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well.